conduct business of the district. We now would like to ask if anyone would like to come to the microphone to have comments or any issues with those resolutions or points that are on the agenda tonight.
Turn that mic. Just turn it up. No, this is the front, on the top.
Yes.
Again, my name is William Regan, Ferguson Drive. Under legal, item C, I get clarification of what the amendment is to Dr. James's contract.
It is a one-year extension to the contract. All the other provisions of the agreement would remain the same. So it's a one-year extension that they provide.
I understand in the original agreement that option is there, but why are we doing it? Why are we extending it again? This is the second extension of time, third amendment to the agreement.
You're asking why
Why are we extending
would
again?
a board extend a contract of a superintendent? Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
Well, with regard to our faith in the work that the superintendent has done thus far, we see our voting tonight as a carefully considering the future and making sure that we have that leadership another year. That's the way.
And how, what is the end date now? So when does it expire now with the amendment?
I believe it goes through 2017. Is that right?
So it originally expired in 2015 or 2014?
The original contract. What?
It's been maintained at 5-year term.
Right, it's a 5.
It's a 5-year contract. Each time it's extended in the year that it is extended twice. And it, as is the case in our district for as long as I know, a decade and a half, that is our effort to recognize the leadership and hold on to that leadership. So it would be our intention as we move forward each year in December to make that decision.
Okay. Just as a comment, point of information, I've called Dr. James's office several times, raising some issues over in the Sawmill School, and I must have made 3 or 4 calls and never got a response. His admin assistant is very good with screening his calls, very good with saying he's not in the office, he'll get back to you. Never gets back to me. In my book, I don't know why we're extending this contract. He's doing everything that we expect him to do, but I'm not sure he's doing anything above and beyond that we need to extend this contract every year at this time of year. Thank you.
Thank you. Again, we will actually address this, I imagine, when we actually get to the resolution, so I'll let your comments sit. And anyone else that wants to make a comment at this point on any other issues?
Sure.
There we go. It has to be on the agenda,
On
right?
the agenda.
Yeah, it's on where it says old business, none.
Okay, you want to talk about nothing.
Right. Well, actually, it's just.
You have one chance to fill that definition.
It's not going to be a 10-minute presentation. And I want to thank the superintendent for responding to an email concerning the superstorm.
Sandy.
The one that just left.
Sandy. Right. I passed.
You were joking, right? You did remember. So.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you credit on that.
It's just, I haven't got to that point yet in my life. Anyway, I passed there maybe about 3 weeks after, and I didn't notice the blue top on the American Call home. And I had emailed the superintendent, and I said, it's either we fix the 4-foot hole in the roof, or once again, Sandy just took that blue top over somewhere. Probably covered someone else's pool. I did get a response, and I think there's someone put up a top over the roof. I don't really know. It's a different color top, and you really can't see through all the bushes in it, et cetera. Two things. One is, we probably can file, maybe get some money back.
Can I have a point of order? This is not on the agenda.
All right.
You're right, it's not on the agenda, I'm saying it's that, but it's all.
So you,
No, but
no,
no.
it's not on our agenda. Can you come up at the end of the meeting,
We
please? so can get our
definitely
business
will
done?
allow for, as we always do, the trouble with what you're doing is that attending to business is what we are here for first, and that's what we do.
Yeah.
And then attending to any
I thought
other
you said,
issues.
does anyone have a comment?
Oh, all right, I misled you, I'm sorry, but that's what we do. We
I'll hang
will
around.
have any and all other issues later.
Okay.
Okay,
And
thanks a lot.
you know, just so that you know, old business means anything carried over from
I was
last
joking
agenda.
about that.
Yeah, okay.
You
Just-
sure- We're not
Yes, I didn't hear
getting,
anything about.
we're not
I didn't
getting
hear
the
about
jokes
Marion
tonight,
Cole.
Vito. Hopefully we'll get them later. Okay, moving forward, without any more issues to address ahead of time, may I have a motion to approve minutes for the November 15, 2012 board meeting? Motion made by Mrs. Kluger, seconded by Mr. Panaccio. Discussion? All in favor? Passed unanimously. May I have a motion to accept all resolutions with regard to personnel? Motion made by myself, seconded by Mrs. Kluger. Discussion? All in favor? Passed unanimously. At this time, we recognize correspondence of communication dated November 21 from Christy Dara regarding the school closing for midwinter break, and that issue is and has been handled administratively. At this time, we will have our administrative report.
Yes, and you may recall, if you were able to attend the board meetings last year, where we introduced a number of different committees who are working toward changing our code of conduct, putting in place some additional policies, protocols, and procedures to help address some behavioral issues that we might have, and some changes that we've made to the administrative dean's office. We have some of those individuals with us here tonight. We're going to do a presentation to update the community on, and the Board of Education on where we are with each of those items. I have Mrs. Kathy Nolan, Mrs. Leslie Bartz, Mr. Paul Schmelter, and Mr. Brian Taylor, the new dean, who will conduct this presentation at this time. I'll turn the microphone over to these folks. Could we move to the audience support?
Good evening. As you may be aware, last year we designed a practices, protocols, and procedures committee that served as the umbrella committee for other subcommittees. Tonight, our combined focus is our recently revised code of conduct that now incorporates key elements of the Dignity for All Students Act. The Dignity Act was established with the broad legislative intent to provide a school environment free of discrimination and harassment. We will also accentuate the 5 core competencies of social and emotional learning that naturally occurs when the Dignity Act is implemented in a carefully designed code of conduct. The overarching committee consisted of a cross-section of Commack community stakeholders across developmental levels. This cross-section of individuals, including parents, allowed for an interactive exchange of mixed perspectives and ideas as we aligned ourselves with behavior expectations and the Dignity Act. Our code of conduct is a living document that reflects our commitment to stay relevant to current societal issues. This document mirrors, particularly on the secondary level, the pressures that middle and high school students face on a daily basis as they navigate their world. There is evidence that some of these pressures are creeping into the primary and intermediate grades. This fluid document states clear expectations of all stakeholders to include parents, district employees, teachers, guidance counselors, social workers, school psychologists, principals, building administrators, superintendent, Board of Education, support staff, and other district personnel. Disciplinary procedures are clearly stated that are progressive in nature. At all times, there is respect for human dignity. In fact, our code of conduct embraces the belief system that our children are inherently good and that they are capable of making positive choices. Although sometimes it may appear otherwise, we have opportunities daily to teach and to redirect our children to make better choices in their futures. Now, as we align with the Dignity Act, we embedded within our code of conduct a restorative justice approach